Urgent Chiefs Kingdom fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Chiefs Kingdom news, and don't forget to turn on notifications. So you don't miss anything, report over 8 potential trades for former undrafted bust Chiefs. Ravens logical fits. There are over 8 trade suitors who made offers for the pass rusher, but only 2 contenders make sense for him. There are over 8 potential trades for defensive end Bryce Huff this offseason, as the Philadelphia Eagle could find a new team soon. Everything went right with the Eagles winning a Super Bowl and having one of the best defenses in the league, which was a key reason why they were able to stop the Chiefs and quarterback Patrick Mahomes. However, the biggest flaw in this defense was Huff, who joined the roster last offseason after spending the rest of his career with the New York Jets. Originally selected as an undrafted rookie in 2020, the former Memphis product became one of the most promising pass rushers in the league, recording huge numbers during the 2023 season with the Jets, earning him a spot on the Eagles to win a Super Bowl. However, it's time for the Eagles to move on, as Huff and tight end Dallas Goedert are on the trade block. The defensive end will likely have to find elsewhere, since defensive coordinator Vic Fangio wasn't able to get the best out of him. The good news is that Huff could find the best roster that could fit his scheme this offseason, but the biggest question is where that will be. It's no surprise that Huff will become a hot trade candidate, especially this upcoming NFL draft, but these 2 teams will likely serve him the best chances to succeed again. Report over potential trades for former undrafted bust Bryce Huff Chiefs. Ravens logical fits more help for Chris Jones. The Kansas City Chiefs have a lot of question marks on offense, but they could use a significant upgrade for their defense. Last season, the team had to bring in linebacker Josh Uche to give some pass rushing relief, but since he's coming back, the Chiefs could use some help this year. Chris Jones is one of the best defensive tackles in the league, but George Karlaftis hasn't been as adequate as the Chiefs were hoping. Bryce Huff is the perfect option to give this defense some stardom in Kansas City that would likely give a stress reliever for Jones. While Nick Bolton is returning on a new deal, the Chiefs need to make a comeback after losing to the Eagles in an embarrassing loss. Huff might have been rusty, but maybe he could be a huge help for Mike Dana, who is struggling, and Karlaftis has been nothing but average. The defensive end could immediately become the best pass rusher in the league, next to Jones as a special tandem. Helping Baltimore's defense ace for the Baltimore Ravens, they need all the help they can get on their defensive edge. After losing Malik Harrison to the Steelers this offseason, the team is getting weaker in the pass rushing unit. While they did sign DeAndre Hopkins for its wide receiving unit, the team should take this time to sign some capable defenders to improve the other side of the ball. Huff could wipe off the dust to become a Jadeveon Clowney 2.0 and spread some potential to help Trenton Simpson on one end of the field and give balance to Kyle Van Noy and Roquan Smith. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Chiefs Kingdom news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Chiefs reunite with former Super Bowl champ Sneaky Good pickup. The Kansas City Chiefs are bringing back veteran safety Mike Edwards in NFL free agency, as NFL Network insider Tom Pelissero reported the signing on April 3rd. Reunion veteran safety. Mike Edwards is signing with the Chiefs on a 1-year deal, per source, Pelissero relayed on X, adding back with the team he won a Super Bowl with 2 years ago. Shortly after this news was announced, Arrowhead Pride writer Caleb James chimed in, calling it a sneaky good pickup. And there's a reason that this late off-season acquisition makes so much sense for Kansas City. The Chiefs no longer have a veteran. In the safety room outside of core special teamer Deon Bush, who typically spends the majority of his time on the KC practice squad. With former defensive team leader Justin Reid leaving in free agency, and younger safety draft picks like Jaden Hicks and Shamari Connor likely replacing him on the field, Edwards gives this unit some much-needed experience. The former third-round pick of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers first entered the league in 2019, earning a Super Bowl ring with the Bucs before the 2023 2-4 championship with the Chiefs, has appeared in 83 regular season games over that span, starting 30 of them. Edwards has also logged 12 playoff appearances, starting all 4 postseason outings during the Super Bowl run with KC, At age 29 in May, Edwards is definitely more of a rotational depth piece, but the Chiefs like players who fit their systems, and he's already familiar with Steve Spagnuolo's. Edwards has 11 career interceptions, including playoffs, with 1 forced fumble, 5 fumble recoveries, 3 zero sacks, and 10 tackles for a loss. Has spent the majority of his career with Tampa Bay outside of 1 season with the Chiefs and a portion of the 2024 campaign with the Buffalo Bills. Chiefs run 6 deep at safety after Mike Edwards signing, along with the aforementioned Hicks. Connor and Bush. Edwards joins 2022 second-rounder and starter Brian Cook and 2024 undrafted standout Christian Roland Wallace to fill out a 6-man safety room. It's unclear exactly how Spagnuolo plans to utilize all these chess pieces in 2025, considering both Connor and Roland Wallace have spent time manning the slot at nickelback in the past, but this group has an abundance of 2 things: youth and versatility. Edwards brings the latter more so than the former, but his regular season and postseason experience could be invaluable as this young and talented safety room navigates their first campaign without Reed. It would not be surprising if Chiefs general manager Brett Veach continues to fill out the depth of this unit either in the later rounds of the draft or the UDFA market. Chiefs will look to Brian Cook as new leader of safety room. Although Hicks is expected to step up into Reed's role this season, it could be Cook who takes over as the new voice and leader of this unit. The Chiefs have often deployed vocal players. At safety under Spagnuolo, from former team MVP Tyrann Mathieu and Juan Thornhill to Reed and Cook. For the latter, that evolution began back as early as 2023 as Cook stepped into a full-time starting job in year 2, but his leadership role should really progress this year. Outside of depth pieces like Edwards and Bush, Cook is now the most experienced defensive back in this safety room. And with KC weighing whether or not to extend him long-term after 2025, this campaign could be an opportunity for Cook to prove that he's the player the Chiefs need to lead this unit in the coming seasons. Chiefs agreed a deal with DE Janarius Robinson. Kansas City is adding some depth to its defensive line. Janarius Robinson has agreed to a deal with the Chiefs, according to agency Sports Trust Advisors. Robinson, 25, spent the last 2 seasons with the Raiders. He appeared in 10 games with 1 start for Las Vegas in 2024, recording 5 total tackles, a half sack, 2 QB hits, and 1 pass defensed. He recorded a sack, a tackle for loss, and 2 QB hits for the Raiders in 6 games in 2023. Originally a Vikings 4th-round pick in 2021, Robinson has also spent time with the Eagles. Impressive stat shows why Chiefs need Oregon stud. The Kansas City Chiefs' offensive line woes have been well documented for the past 12 months, and it all came to a head in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes was running for his life against the Philadelphia Eagles and would end up wilting under the pressure in the 14-22 loss due to the 47 total sacks Mahomes had for the year regular season playoffs. Naturally, attention needed to be turned to fixing the offensive line. Joe Thuney is gone, but Trey Smith remains on the franchise tag. Jalen Moore was signed on a 2-year deal in free agency, but for most, that isn't the long-term answer, with the Chiefs likely to take a tackle in the upcoming draft. And Pro Football Focus PFF has given a good reason why the Chiefs should take Oregon tackle Josh Conerly Jr. He allowed just 2 sacks over his last 3 years at Oregon, and if you watch the Super Bowl, you know Patrick Mahomes needs a better offensive line, PFF writes. That is the kind of protection Mahomes needs, and with Kingsley Suamataia and Wayne Morris both failing to nail down the starting role last season, adding another solid tackle behind Moore, who will get first crack, is good business. In an ideal world, Conerly Jr. would eventually usurp Moore as the starting tackle, and that might even happen early in the season, but at least the Chiefs have plugged the hole and also have an eye toward 2026. If Mahomes and the Chiefs are to once again go on a deep playoff run, they can be giving up the amount of sacks they did a year ago, and getting another young, promising tackle in the building is a good bet to make sure they don't. And now, Chiefs fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Chiefs. I'll be back any moment with more Chiefs Kingdom news.